How to deal with failure, to be a person that deals with failure. The first 10 years of my career, I learned how to succeed. So I learned all the tools, how to think, how to go at it, how to achieve targets, how to be strong in terms of your will. And then I got some traction and I started to succeed. But what happened then was I started getting haters. I didn't know that. I thought that when I succeed, I'm gonna have my friends cheer me on. But what happened really is that a lot of them didn't like it, because sometimes people put you in a box and then when you succeed, they don't like it as much. Some people want you to succeed, but they don't want you to succeed more than them. I had also people that really cheered me on, but sometimes we get hate from the people that are around us. I didn't like it and I thought there was something wrong with me. So I kind of sabotaged myself, because I learned then and there is that when I succeed, I lose people that I love. Took me into a spiral of, being mentally ill for a while because I isolated myself anymore. Because I wanted to succeed, and at the same time, success was a risk of losing people that you love. Well, that's what I thought then. So I learned to succeed, but the issue is I didn't learn to fail. Because what happened was when I applied these tools, I got a lot of success, a lot of recognition. I stood out amongst my friends and my colleagues. But then with life comes challenges. And when these challenges came, I did not know how to deal with these challenges. I didn't know how to deal with failure. It really hurt my ego a lot. Sometimes the risk of succeeding is that when you succeed, your ego gets inflated a lot. And then when you take the hit, when you fail, it hits you even harder. Some people are okay with the climb, but they're not okay with going down a little bit. Sometimes you have to go down a little bit in order to go back up again, much better and much further than before, because life humbles you. You just have to recognize that failure is a part of success. You have to fail in order to succeed. I played the game before not to lose, not to fail. But with time, I realized that I have to fail. Especially when you try something new for the first time, you have to fail. It's just part of the process. So now when I do fail, number one, it's all about how you interpret it. It's not about what's happening outside. It's your interpretation of what's happening outside. So in the past, when something didn't work out, I would say, oh, I'm failing. But then I said, you know what? I control the narrative here. I can choose what I would like to interpret the situation. And then I would say, no, wait a minute. It's not that it's failing or I'm a failure. It's just not working. Apparently, I don't have the skills for it yet. But if I keep pushing forward, I'll acquire it. If you are able to master your mind, to tame your mind, so that you treat success and failure in the same way, I talked about this before in another video. Once you're able to treat failure and success in the same way, then you're truly unconquerable. You're truly unstoppable. Because when we fail, we're so hard on ourselves that we actually stop. And then also the risk is that when we succeed, it inflates our ego, and then it kind of messes with our judgment a little bit. And you've seen this with so many people that are very rich, millionaires and billionaires. When they become very rich, they attract a lot of people. So they attract the yes men and the yes women. People that will tell you yes to everything. People that will say, that's a great idea, even though it's a shitty idea. Right? So you don't want to surround yourself with people that are just saying yes to you. Right? You want to surround yourself with people that challenge you, but at the same time want you to achieve your target. Success clouds your judgment. Some people get drunk by success. You don't want to get to that. So when you're level-headed, that's my point. You want to be level-headed, because life is up and down. It's up and down. It's always up and down. And if you link yourself to what life is giving you, then you're always going to be up and down. Because if life gives you amazing things, you feel great. And at the same time, when life gives you bad stuff, right? When the conditions change, whether you like it or not, I'm telling you, 2016 lost everything, was homeless. 2017 made $100,000 from zero, actually less than zero to $100,000, and then made more money than I ever made, invested a lot of money, and then 2020 happened, lost everything, stayed at home, lost everything, right? I was miserable. But I'm grateful that happened, because that taught me that if you link yourself, if you always attach yourself to the results, then you're always going to be disappointed. you're always going to be unstable mentally. That experience taught me to link myself to my values every day. When I fail or succeed, my job is to exercise the following values: kindness, love, courage, industriousness. These are the values that I follow every day. Whether I succeed or fail, am I being loving to myself and others? Am I being kind to myself and others? Am I being productive today? Whether shit's going my way or it's not going my way, am I being productive? And am I being courageous today? And if you can fulfill all of them, then it doesn't matter if things go your way or not. Your job is to act on these values. Sometimes life throws shit at you so that you develop a new value within yourself. Could be patience, could be resilience, it could be standing up for yourself. God or the universe is gonna send you situations or people that are gonna force you to develop something within yourself. And if you take that experience, if you take that failure, or when things don't go your way, and you say, how is this good for me? How is this good for me? Now, in the beginning, when you ask yourself empowering questions, when you've been asking yourself disempowering questions, like, why does this happen to me? And now you're asking, how is this good for me? Then you're gonna have a struggle inside of your head. The voice is gonna tell you, this is not good for you, right? When you say, how's this good for me? How's this gonna make me better? How's this gonna empower me? You might not find the answer for a couple of weeks, but if you keep asking that question, the answer will come. Oh, we're demanding that you become more courageous. We are demanding that you become more resilient. We are demanding that you stick up for yourself. And then you're like, okay, I get it. All I gotta do is practice this every day. All I gotta do is cultivate being courageous. That's the message that I got. The message that I got when I lost everything and I was destroyed in 2020 was, we're teaching you how to be happy without money. Because I linked my happiness and my self-worth so much, so intimately to how much money I had, that the universe was like, we're gonna take it all away. And now you're forced to figure out a way to be happy. And trust me, dealing with your insecurities, dealing with suicidal ideas and all of that stuff, because failure sometimes, people like me that take failure so, the way I used to do it was, it used to hit me so hard, it used to be so associated with my self-worth that it could drive you crazy, it could drive you mental, right? Especially if you're an obsessive person like me. So it taught me, we're breaking your ego. I remember I was driving the car, I was like, what are you teaching me? And a voice said, we're breaking your ego so that you learn how to be happy without money. I got the message and I went straight to work and I learned these tools that I'm sharing with you. You have the power to interpret situations around you. You have the power to put meaning, the meaning you want, right? When things are not going your way, you could say, oh, that's the way. That's the way. The obstacle is the way. You know, this was said by the Emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius. The obstacle is the way. So instead of, oh, it's not working, then I started telling myself, the obstacle is the way. It must be working now. It must be working because I can choose to interpret any situation the way I want, because we create meaning from out of anything. I told you, 2020, when we were all sitting at home, when shit was happening and they told us sit at home and wait, right? And we were in that place of uncertainty. Now, a lot of people are depressed and angry. That's the beginning of it. We're talking about April or May of 2020. And I remember I was watching TV and they brought this investor and the reporter was saying, people are dying, the stock market has crashed, what do you think? And he said, you know, honestly, before COVID happened, I was praying to God, God, please send us a disaster so we can start making some money. Right? He said, it's horrible that people are dying, but this is my time. And it shook me up because I was thinking, how can somebody see something so chaotic, right? A disaster, and say, this is an opportunity. I want to know what this guy knows. And it forced me to look deeper into my mind and to tame it even more so that when bad shit crazy is happening all around you, you can still be certain by controlling the meaning inside of your head by saying, no, wait a minute, this is good for me. I don't know how, but this is good. So right now, when bad shit happens to me, I say, good, let's figure it out. Let's find why it's good. Or, you know what? It must be working. Because I know every time I do something new, it just doesn't work, so it must be working, right? So this is how you deal with failure. You got to control this first. Because once you have control over this, once you have control over the meaning, once you tame your mind, once you become level-headed, once you look at failure and you're unfazed by it, where you're like, okay, good. It's part of the process. Now, what are we going to do next? Okay, how are we going to move forward? Even when things are not going your way, then you're truly unstoppable. That's how you deal with failure.